What is up, everybody? It is JT Sports. I'm here with my Pittsburgh Steelers 2021 halfback preview. Going to be going over the current halfbacks on the Steelers roster, who starts, who makes the roster, who doesn't make the roster. Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 15,000 subscribers before the start of the year. I know we can do it. Also, make sure that you guys share the video on your social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That helps the channel grow a lot as well. When you look at the halfback room for the Steelers, this is a really solid group. Better than what it was last year. Last year, you had James Conner, who was inconsistent. He also couldn't stay healthy. And you had young guys like Snell and Anthony Mcfarlane. Now, the Steelers didn't really get a lot of production from the running game last year, which was a big reason why they selected Najee Harris 24th overall in this past year's NFL draft. And I believe Najee Harris is going to have a really big role in determining if the Pittsburgh Steelers make it to the playoffs this season or not. He is the closest thing that I've seen to Le'Veon Bell ever. He can do it all. He's a patient runner. He waits for the blocks to develop. He has good vision. He also is very good catching the ball out of the backfield. He also can line up wide and catch the ball that way, sort of like another wide receiver. Like, there's just a lot of things that Najee Harris brings to the Steelers offense. He also is really good when it comes to run blocking as well. And when you look at Le'Veon Bell, they have similar skill sets. You look at what Bell was able to do when he was in his prime. He was able to also line up wide. He also was a really good pass blocker. Like, Le'Veon Bell and Najee Harris, I feel like, are really identical in terms of the skill sets. When you look at Najee Harris, I'm really excited for what he's going to do this year. A lot of people are already considering Najee to be one of the best halfbacks in the NFL, even though he hasn't played a snap yet. He quickly can become a big name, and I feel like he's probably going to end up winning Rookie of the Year this year. And I know it sounds premature to say that, but when you look at what he's going to be asked to do, like, he's going to be asked to do a lot, because you have an aging veteran in Big Ben who definitely shouldn't have been carrying the Steelers offense the way he had to last year. You also have to look at it like, I feel like Mike Tomlin wants to get back to running the football, something that the Steelers have kind of strayed away from over the last couple of seasons. You look at Najee Harris, you definitely should be able to accomplish that. So I'm expecting a big rookie year for Najee Harris. I expect him to win Rookie of the Year. Now, behind him, that's where the question relies. We're going to end up having a competition to see who's going to end up being that second halfback. Now, let's start off with Snell. Snell was probably the best running back on this team last season for the Steelers. He had 111 carries for 368 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, and averaged 3.3 yards per attempt. And Snell had some really good games. There were some games where he ended up being the best weapon on the offense for Pittsburgh. Now, I expect Snell to make the roster. I expect him to get more work when it comes to short yardage packages, like down, like inside of the goal line, like 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, short yardage packages like 3rd and inches, 4th and inches, scenarios like that. Now, Snell is pretty solid. The thing that's holding him back is that he's not explosive. He doesn't have that oomph when he carries the football, but he is really powerful, and he's also not really, all that bad catching the ball out the backfield like many people say he is. I feel like if he got more opportunities to catch the ball out of the backfield, he probably could do a little bit of work in the passing game, but the passing game isn't really his strong suit. He's pretty much a north-south runner who's going to pick up those tough yards, and I expect him to probably be the second string halfback behind Najee Harris when Najee Harris needs to get a rest, and you need to have a guy in there to, kind of spell Najee Harris for a couple of plays while he recuperates his stamina on the sideline. So I definitely think Snell probably is going to be the second running back on this roster. And I definitely think you can pencil him in as a lock to make the team this year. Anthony Mcfarlane, the son of Booger Mcfarlane. I didn't find that out until my guy MCD Sports 4 pointed that out, which is why Booger Mcfarlane kind of ranted when the Steelers drafted Najee Harris. I did not know Booger Mcfarlane was Anthony McFarlane's dad until a couple of weeks ago. You look at Anthony McFarlane, his rookie season was kind of disappointing, especially when you think about the hype that he had coming out of Maryland. He was supposed to be this home run hitter, similar to how Darrell Henderson was coming out of Memphis. And he had a lot of issues. His vision isn't all that great, and he's just, too much of a home run runner, where he's just, if he doesn't have that big 30-40 yard run, he's giving you a lot of runs that go for like a yard or two. Not really a lot of consistency in his game in that department. He's just overly relying on the home run, which is why, he kind of, picks the wrong holes and things like that. Tries to bounce it outside way too many times. So for Anthony McFarlane, I definitely think that, there is potential there. He does have the skill set to be a really good back, and he probably could be the change of pace back on the roster, because you look at the other guys like Benny Snell, Najee Harris, Jalen Samuels, Kalen Ballage. I definitely think that Anthony McFarlane probably is the fastest of the backs currently on the team right now. He definitely does have that home run threat, but ultimately he just doesn't have the overall skill set to be that full third down back that the Steelers need. So for Anthony McFarlane, I definitely think that he's going to be in competition to see if he can remain on the roster, because you do have Kalen Ballage, who spent time with both the New York Jets and the Los Angeles Chargers. He actually wasn't all that bad for the Chargers. As a whole entire season last year between the Jets and the Chargers, he ran for a combined of 303 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns for both of those two teams. So for Kalen Ballage, he's not a burner. He's more of a power back. It's going to be interesting to see if he can beat out Anthony McFarlane for that third running back spot. Then you have Jalen Samuels. Now, Jalen Samuels has kind of gotten lost in the sauce. He's like the Swiss Army knife. He can do everything. And I told Steelers fans last year that we probably were going to see less of Jalen Samuels this season, because he got outplayed by Benny Snell back in 2019. There are a lot of Steelers fans out there who disagree with that statement. They weren't happy with that remark, but I definitely felt like that's the truth, and I ended up being proved right there. We didn't really see a lot of Jalen Samuels last year. And Jalen Samuels, I think that he could definitely flourish in Matt Canada's offense with what Matt Canada wants to do. He can play several positions. He can play H-back, he can play fullback, he can play tight end. You can line him out wide sometimes. I don't know, I think for Jalen Samuels making a roster, it's like 50-50, because I feel like he brings so much to the team that I just don't see Pittsburgh letting go of him because of the utility label that he has. He can do everything. You can line him at different positions as well. So I think he makes the roster solely because of the versatility and how he can probably be utilized on this offense for Matt Canada. Then you have Trey Edmunds, the brother of Terrell Edmunds. I think that there's a strong chance that he doesn't make it on the roster neither. I think he's more of a special teams guy. So overall, the three backs that I think probably are going to be my locks to make the roster without a doubt. We know it's going to be Najee, it's going to be Benny Snell, and it's going to be Anthony McFarlane. I'll probably go out on a limb and say Jalen Samuel stays, but I don't really think it'll be because of him playing running back. I think it'll probably be because of, the versatility that he brings, being able to play multiple positions on offense. So let me know who you guys think makes the Steelers roster, who are going to be the halfbacks, who you guys feel like is going to compete for that second halfback spot behind Najee Harris. Also, make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video on your social media pages to help the channel grow. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers before the season begins, and I appreciate you guys for watching.